You have to go 3, 2, and you can't say the last few numbers. So it's 5, 4.
Three, two, one.
No, you have to just sign it to me. That's how the professionals do it.
You
I
can.
know we're far from that. Yeah, hang it out, guys. We're going home. Oh man, UHF. I was gonna text Don because I think he wanted to see this part. He can do it quietly though. Wonder if he can hear us. Probably not. Oh wow. Okay. I can see that being useful. That's hilarious, but it's all terrible. That's funny.
I heard chili and chips. What's going on?
Sorry, Yoshi. What'd you say?
Heard something about chili and chips. What's going on?
Oh yeah, we're talking about dorm food. Was that in Wyoming or Colorado? Oh wow. Oh, nice. Hil- nice. That's hilarious. Kind of like the uh now I'm having a brain fart. Unforgivable, that guy. That made the rounds again the other day, and someone's like, "Remember back in the day where you just, like, had to go look for dumb shit to watch to entertain yourself?" And this is what we had. That's hilarious. I actually learned about that from my wife. Her and her friends would all just sit there and, they could quote them all from, like, start to finish. We're talking, like, high maintenance club girls, but they know, like, all the words to Unforgivable. It was hilarious.
Metallica song or is that Unforgiven?
Unforgivable, if you haven't seen it, it's a YouTube series about this dude and his friend just in the woods. He's just basically talking shit to the camera, and it is hilarious. I won't even try to go into it now because I wouldn't do it any justice. But he just talks about his relationship with his girlfriend and all this stuff he did throughout the day, and it's hilarious. I'll leave it at that.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. All right, check this out. That's a good question. It's been like 10 years since I've seen it, but I would be willing to revisit it just because why go look at all the new stuff I haven't have my shame pile of TV and cartoons I haven't watched. And we'll just go watch the same stuff we've been watching since the 90s. I mean, come on. Not interesting. uh, I never liked Raphael. Same with the other day. Raphael was my least favorite.
I think anybody liked him. He's just a angry
Just a
dickhead.
yeah, right?
Like that was his gimmick, just being obnoxious.
Yeah, I guess it was, wasn't it?
Like one guy liked pizza.
I think they all liked
The
pizza.
other guy was smart. One was like a mature leader.
Michelangelo was, yeah, they all liked pizza. Now, if you're saying one of them may have gone overboard, I'm going to say that was probably Raphael.
Oh, it was not. That was Michelangelo. Mikey,
What?
the
He
nunchuck
was,
guy.
yeah, no, that's Michelangelo. Yeah, Michelangelo. Raphael
That's
was
who I said.
the red guy.
Yeah, he had the
That's what I
size and
said.
he was always cranky.
Yeah, and his weapons were dumb too. I didn't understand him as a kid. But now that I saw
Yeah,
Electra, I know how to use them. You gotta sharpen them and then carve some cool shit into the sides. That's how it works,
I think
right?
those two little prongs on the side are used for disarming or catching swords.
Yeah, as I say, I think it's basically a sword catcher. It's supposed to be for like planting rice seeds, I believe, or blocking swords. All those
I
weapons are
mean,
like farmer's tools. Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, the rice. Oh yeah, yeah. They'll never see it coming. Hmm. Now I'm gonna get started. You guys keep shooting the shit. Um, since we don't have a real format, but that's okay. That's the whole point. The painting is just background noise, except you can see it. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I did 2 layers of clear coat. Now check this out. So I use this. You can see it up real close. Oh, my camera's so close. Matte clear. It's like $5 compared to like 15 for the miniature stuff. So on vehicles and large buildings, I've been using this because again, it's Rust-Oleum from Walmart. But does anything about this seem not shiny to you? It sure as shit didn't take it away. Well, with the other stuff I've used for the last few years now. This Army Painter, the anti-shine. Now that shit actually works. It'll dull it down and it'll take all the glare off. It'll maintain the uniformity of your color. All the detail, and or gets rid of the shine. But this didn't get rid of the shine. I was kind of disappointed, but at the same time, I kind of wasn't disappointed because check this out here. If I can figure out how to do this. Oh, here we go. All right, this guy right here. So I'm thinking we'll apply the green stuff, and I kind of like how this one's done. I don't know if we'll use that much green, or I might even screw it up before you get that far. But I did like how on the edges here it was kind of rubbed away, and some of the shinier metal was exposed. I thought that'd be kind of cool. So it is shiny, and since it is smooth, we'll be able to let the under metal shine through. Then once we're done, we can go over it with the Army Painter matte coat, and that should finalize it and knock off all that extra shine. I think that's the route I'm gonna go. Right now, no, I was thinking about that today. I didn't leave myself open for that. But in the meantime, and here's more detail here. You can see it's rubbed away. It looks like the patina is not in the cracks, actually. I was going to kind of jam it into the crevices, but it seems maybe not so much. More on the flat surfaces are oxidized. So this is the reference material I'm going to try to use. I don't know if I'm going to go that green, but we'll see. And, ooh, excuse me. Yeah, yeah. So they say you can use this stuff dry, or you can also mix it with water. Or I'm sorry, not mix it with water, but mix it with the weathering powder fixer. I thought you applied this after the fact because when I bought this, go ahead. It's supposed to, yeah, I guess, but it's like super thin, like water. But I thought this was gonna be like a spritzer bottle, like those tiny, tiny spritzers.
You
But
sending
no,
me
it's
stuff?
just a dab. No. Yeah, and I guess when it dries, it doesn't leave tide marks, and it's supposed to maintain the finish and the color without like looking like it's soaking wet. It's supposed to dry with a dry look to it. So I'm not a usually experienced with these weathering powders. So we're gonna start with just the dry powder. It says we can apply that. It says use a brush you don't care too much about, and I got plenty of those. So oh, I almost lost it already because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, so last time we were talking about where colors come from, right? I don't know if you guys remember that conversation.
Yeah, they come from the rainbow.
Yeah, totally. I found we're talking about the color purple, and like the next day on one of those unbelievable facts pages on Facebook, it came up literally talking about where that color purple comes from. It's like mucus from a mollusk. I believe I posted it in chat.
Yes, she did. There's the color of royal purple and stuff, and
Yeah, yeah. What was the animal? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was a sea snail, I believe.
Oh, it's a sea snail. Okay, that's right.
I'll go look at it real quick.
So this is just dry. The other way. As you can't really see yet. I could. I'm gonna see how it works first, because you can do it dry or you can do it wet. Um,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a sea snail.
A snail. Okay. I was thinking it was some kind of a
It's not wrong.
mollusk. I did. I was incorrect.
Snails are mollusks, I think.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Pretty sure snails are mollusks.
Google it. I'm not a snail scientist.
I haven't ever eaten a snail.
I have eaten snails. It
I
was
bet it's good.
surprisingly good. It was tasted really good. Um, but I think it was so. It was on a cruise ship when I was a kid, so I feel like it was over prepared. They did everything they could to obliterate the snail part, so all you tasted was like butter and garlic, I guess.
Okay, so the scientific name for it is gastropoda, and it
Oh
is
yeah.
order of mollusca, so it's a mollusk.
No shit. Hey, I learned something new.
It's it belongs to a large taxonomic class of invertebrates within the phylum Mollusca called gastropoda. All this Latin.
Gastropods.
Jesus.
Okay.
That class comprises snails, slugs from saltwater, freshwater, and from the land.
Wait, the mollusk
Slugs is
family encompasses all those?
I don't know, dude. Locomotion.
See how it brushes off when you go over it again? I think that's the problem with the fine powder is it does not stick,
Huh.
getting it everywhere.
Gastropods move using a single appendage, the foot. They have feet.
Well, they have that one weird foot.
Yeah.
Pseudopod. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, to stick to our fake format that we always forget to. What'd you guys do this week? What'd you do for the hobby this week?
Snails have sex like people do, except they
Really?
can change it on the fly, and they both can they can just change. Weird.
Oh yeah, what's the word for that?
Hermaphrodite.
No, I forgot. Didn't they say it in Jurassic Park?
Asexual?
I know asexual reproduction, but I thought there was a word for when you can change your sex.
Crossdresser?
No, snails don't wear clothes.
They have shells, so it's kind of like a t-shirt, but it's made out of bone.
It has some sort of calcium.
It is calcium in it.
I would imagine. I don't know. I'm not a snail sex scientist.
It'd be really cool to watch a seashell form.
That would be neat. Yeah. Does it is like a 3D printer? Does it like slowly start to come together or something?
I'm thinking it's like
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
yeah.
Slowly.
Just watching it grow and the patterns get brushed into it with the weight of the tide and stuff.
I think I saw a meme saying your body is basically 3D printing your hair and nails slowly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Zero, I
I
wish I
haven't
could remove this, but I didn't think of that until after the fact. That it would be beneficial to have the ability to take this off the chassis. It's a little darker on my side. It seems a little bright for the screen, so I don't know if you guys can see the same effect I'm getting.
I'm getting blue powder all over the cannon. That's all I got.
Yeah, it looks better on my side, but it's not great yet.
Are you gonna put something on it like a coat of paint, or are you gonna wet it down to kind of get it to stick better?
Well, that was the next thing. So we've seen what happens with the dry powder, right? It does look cool, but probably have to do
Not
like
really.
15 coats. Well, on my side, like I said, it's still clear on here. See how it just brushes away. Now it's in the ridges and stuff, but nothing really. So let's try. the liquid method. We're just gonna do a little bit in case we screw it up. I'm famous for basically finishing a model and being like, "Oh, I bet I can touch this up," and I ruined the whole thing. It's over.
Same thing with
Yeah, let's dip it in the simple green.
shaving.
Yes, correct.
Like just a small pitch, and then you too much, and you got to shave the whole thing.
Like, ah, oh man, they didn't tell me what the ratio of powder to powder hardening liquid was, so we're gonna eyeball it. That's an industry term.
I was wing it.
That too.
Got to get
Actually,
the
that was a
old
reference to
hardening
home
job.
movies where they paid Coach McGurk to do their cabinets. It's like, don't you want to measure some of this stuff? He's like, oh no, no, no. What I'm doing is called eyeballing. It's an industry term. Well, this stuff smells funny too. Maybe it stinks. It smells like shoe polish. What is this shit?
Probably shoe
All right,
polish, dude. Clear
it's
shoe
about
polish.
6 drops. I basically could be, I guess. I'm not a shoe polish scientist either. Although when I was in ROTC and then in sailor school, I had to do a lot of polishing.
Had idiots that would spray Windex on them right before they got inspected.
That is actually a pretty good idea. But our commandant was kind of an idiot. He was a good guy. He was just a dipshit. Actually, this is a great story. I don't know if it's true. I want it to be. Um, he was a retired sheriff or sheriff's deputy, whatever. And the story was he was off duty and I went to a bar. I don't know if I should add more powder. And the short version was some dudes beat his ass and took his weapon. And he had to go to work the next day and explain why he didn't have his weapon and why he got his ass beat. Because he was off duty and he was like trying to flex something and then didn't work out.
It was shot first, ask questions later.
He shouldn't have been doing any of those things. But I don't know what he did, but he pissed off a bunch of people. See, I'm afraid this is going to be too green. But the beauty of the lacquer underneath is that we can just rub it off and preserving what we were going for. So let's start with the cracks and just see what happens.
Want to blow it off first?
Nah, it don't matter. So I watched some videos on guys doing this and it did dry pretty clear. But again, with that hard coat, 2 coats of the hard coat underneath, any screw ups, we can always go back and touch those up. We can remove it, probably just wipe it off. I'm trying to be very careful because boy, have I ruined a lot of models. Not permanently, but see, actually, that would
You
probably
kind of
work
like
too.
take a little in your hand and just blow it at the cannon.
That also would probably work. I
Try
wonder
and
if we
like
have to like
replicate.
build it up or something. I don't know. It's a
Yeah, right
learning
now it just looks
experience.
like you're putting a clear coat on. I can't see any of the green.
Really? Well, I'm trying to get it just kind of. It seems to be pooling up a little bit in the cracks, kind of behaving like a wash. But yeah,
That's
you're
where it
kind
would
of right.
start. Like,
I hope it definitely dries. I mean, when I looked at it, it dried clear. Like it would never. It didn't seem to affect the coloring.
you can take it off anyways, right? Just blow some on there real quick.
Let me get this. Yeah, well, this will work as the coat, I guess, and then we'll blow it over the top, so that way we'll see the first parts we did. We'll see them dry. Hopefully, I don't know what the drying time on this is. Now I think about it, I'm sure they said it, and I just wasn't listening because it doesn't seem to be a whole bunch of pigment being picked up by the vehicle. Probably overdid it with the setting fluid. So Yoshi wants to play D&D, and that seems like it would be right up our alley. He says he even already went and created his character.
Yeah, where I can DM. Not very
Do
good
you
at it, but I already have a story set up.
do you know the rules?
Yes.
I don't even know the rules. That'd be interesting. I have several campaigns I've started and never made it past like the first or second session. Mostly the first.
Yeah, most of mine are well, the only one I have that I've created, probably about four sessions, maybe five,
That's cool.
maybe. If you guys take too damn long, it could be six or seven.
It depends.
Yeah,
I now I've played a bunch of Pathfinder. I don't know if I've actually played proper D&D in a long time.
I don't know what Pathfinder is.
Is is there a Slime explain what Pathfinder is? Because I don't even really know. It's D&D, but somehow different. Interesting. Huh. So it's already starting to dry around the
Yeah,
nose here.
hurry up, spray that shit on there.
Well, actually, I think I'm going to add some more of the dry powder. I think I just used too much lacquer. I didn't want to overdo it at first because it was such a bold color. But I think I want to add some more to the shoe polish mixture. I wonder if I can call my buddy and have him send me my player sheets, which are at his house. And actually, there's a good chance he would join us too. He's a good DM.
If he wants to DM,
Um,
I'll be more than happy.
he his
Oh, the
dudes
tip.
have like accents and personalities and like
Alan, look at the tip where you started. It's starting to dry and it's starting to look
that's what I was
legit.
saying. Yeah, it actually looks like it's supposed to, right?
Blow on it.
It's already set. It ain't going nowhere.
I'm not saying blow it out of the way. I'm saying make it dry faster. Take it
Oh,
down.
I'm gonna go over it with a I add a little bit more powder. It doesn't have to look like it does in the picture. We might get to a spot we like and just be like, okay, let's not go any further so we don't screw this up.
You gonna
That's
put
what we'll add.
barnacles on it and stuff?
Um, good actually. I don't know why. If it's cannons in service, it wouldn't be that
Well,
dirty.
why is it all Statue of Liberty and shit then?
Because it looks cool. And then we're gonna go back and rub it off, so all the raised areas and where people would touch it, because it's supposed to be
You're gonna
some
rub your
dirty,
cannon off.
dirty, lazy pirates. Actually, it's
Pirates
interesting.
probably kept their guns clean.
Most likely, if they were good about it. In
Yeah,
Treasure
'cause a
Island, there's
lot
a
of them.
part where the captain on Treasure Island he was taken prisoner, and he could see out onto the main deck from like the lower holds, and he comments on how they weren't doing their sanitary duties, and how the decks were all dirty and unwashed, and how long it takes for a ship to come into basically disrepair right away after slacking on your housekeeping. Ooh, this is much thicker. Doesn't run as well either.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like you're painting it. You might want to take that off and go a little more lacquer.
Yeah, we're gonna rub this
'Cause
off.
that's yeah, 'cause that looks pretty bad. It's like you
Yeah,
just need a coat of green.
we're gonna spread it around.
I don't even know if that'll help at this point.
Well, it's okay because I can use a paper towel and just take off whatever I want. Because yeah, it is very green, and I didn't really want that all over green look. So I'll use what we've used. I've never done this before, so this is new to me too. I don't know if we'd have to use roll 20 or if we could do it in person, but I wrote a pretty extensive campaign for Spectre Operations, the tabletop war game. It's a modern rule set. I'm gonna add a little more lacquer to this because you are right, it's a little thick. I say lacquer, it could be something totally different.
You could pee on it for all I know. Yeah, you put your own
Right?
blue
Yeah.
squares, have your own tokens.
Yep.
Everybody can move their own character.
I've used it before. I've just only used it for RPG type stuff.
What'd you use it for?
We did what did we do? Slime. We did Pathfinder. Actually, But yeah, because then the same team was never always there at the same time. But if I remember correctly, we did that one pretty regularly for several sessions. Excuse me. Burping up my bratwurst is this. See, it is very dark. But it's starting to dry on this side though. There we go. You see the nose is starting to dry and turn the right color? Yeah. So, because I think the lacquer, it's what, mineral spirits based or something. It doesn't say. Again, I have no idea, but I know people make it out of. They just take pastels and shave them down to a powder and bust them up. Oh, I should be doing this in a ventilated area. I'm almost certain, but yeah, we're all gonna die someday, right? Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, I have to take my woman to bed.
You do your thing. We'll be
I'll be
here
back.
later. That's hilarious. There was it's a meme going around now, but this lady was basically like, when I bought my crystal ball, and the lady was like, "All right, always cover it with a cloth when you're done." And the lady was like, "Ah, keep out the evil spirits." She's like, "No, no, no, no. If the sun hits it weird, and it'll burn your house down." Yeah, if the sun hits it funny. Ah, the internet. Mhm. Oh yeah, straight line through the. I think there was even an episode of Modern Family where they thought the kids were smoking, but it was some Christmas ornament that was burning holes in their couch. Hilarious. All right, I think we're gonna let this sit for just a second because I don't want to overdo it. I'm pretty sure I already did, but it does appear to be drying pretty fast. 'Cause I believe, is it a mineral spirit? I don't know. I haven't. I was never a huffer, so I don't know what this stuff smells like. But it should evaporate relatively quickly. I think that's why guys use the oil washes. Is the oil evaporates? It doesn't leave any residues or evidence it was there. It just leaves the pigment where you want it. I watched a bunch of videos. Some guy was like, "Here, I fixed it with he had like a nothing with a control group, then hairspray, isopropyl alcohol, and then just a clear coat. Obviously, the clear coat did the best, but I didn't know you could use alcohol as a fixer. Why you would even want to? But also, I guess Tamaya makes paints, acrylic paints, but you have to mix them with alcohol, not water, which I find kind of strange. But I just don't know why it works. I guess it's not strange. What about Donk's doing tonight? He wanted to see the green stuff. Yeah, that's kind of neat. It's not too much. I'll probably, well, definitely gonna knock off the high side, the raised edges. If I have to, I'll go over the wood and clean up those corners a little bit off camera. That way, if I screw it up, no one will know. So we're literally watching paint dry. It's creeping down. It's kind of neat. right? I wanted a very ununiform look because everything I saw, the cannon was just green from stem to stern, and I thought that looked kind of not what I was going for. I want the gun to look like it's in use, but by people that don't take good care of it. Yeah, yeah. It's like, where did you steal that from? I mean, because they're pirates. I brought it from home. It's mine. Like peasants aren't allowed to have long guns. I gotta say, that's pretty cool. I had some concerns going in that I was gonna screw this up right away. What sucks though, it's out of scale for anything I'm using. Cause here's Captain Morgan right here. I guess that's not too. Uh, yeah, but again, I keep going back to this one, and this is supposed to be the shipboard gun. Maybe they're just small guns. It's supposed to be the deck gun for the ship, unless maybe let's take a look. I have a whole bag of parts. The ship I showed earlier came with. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Actually, is this one the same size? These are all the same size. They're supposed to be though. That's the messed up part. It all came from the same company, the same game system. Blood and Plunder. Actually, that is a good point because it comes with these little guys. Yeah, yeah. It's a very small gun, but that could be like an upper deck gun. I don't know because all right. So here's that gun. It came with these too, so they stick out of the ship. They don't have a whole piece. Those where are my tweezers? Those are, I guess, about the same size. This one looks clearly bigger, right? So yeah, these the gun ports. This will glue directly into the ship, so it looks like the guns below decks are armed. This will be an upper deck gun. Maybe they were smaller or something. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it'd be like minuscule. I have questions. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Something's not right. Now I have ordered stuff in the past and got wildly inaccurate. Well, no, you're supposed to do grappling and ship like you're supposed to load your boat full of minis and then go sail after the other guy. At least what I was led to believe. Although, well, actually, you make a good point because the doorways on the ship, I'm looking at on the desk next to me. Well, that's really confusing. That didn't help at all. There's two different sized doors on the ship. Well, I guess I wish I could show. The ship is way too big to fit on screen. So there's two doors in the main deck, and if you take this dude off his base, um, a man his size could fit through that, the whole, the hatchway. No, this is the same guy. That's yeah, Captain Morgan. Oh, it's Captain Morgan, so he also could be embellished because he's a hero character or something. I don't have I don't have the official minis yet from the game. I bought a set of there's a company called Raging Heroes. I probably talked about this. They do totally not and legally distinct from Warhammer miniatures. And they did a really cool. It's a mostly female pirate crew, and the minis are super detailed. It's from some place in France, and I got the whole set. I'm going to use them all except for this one weird demon man. He's like a cat demon. He's like squanchy with a gun. Actually, yeah. I got. Strangely enough, they came with trading cards. Let me see if I can find them real quick. I leave most things out on my desk. I don't know. I lose things. I think it was for just hey, look at me because I bought them all, but they came with like pictures of themselves for some reason. Now I was showing them to my buddy, and I think I put them somewhere stupid, as I am wont to do. That is cool. So this came with the cannon here. So that's how big that ammo is supposed to be for reference. And that other little dude just ain't measuring up. Well, this is obnoxious. You know how your stuff's always in the way, and then when you need it, it's gone. Yeah, it has ceased to be. Well, that's a pain. They're actually really cool. I'm sure I could pull the website up, but that's okay. Our green stuff is drying and it's almost ready for whatever it is we're gonna do. I am very disappointed in myself now that I can't find them. I was literally just showing someone that came by the house. Dun dun dun. Well, actually, he bought the Blood and Plunder Kickstarter too, so we're both about to get a stupid amount of pirate stuff going on. And the Kickstarter came with two more ships, so my dock is going to be full. Which is cool. You can never have enough ship models, in my opinion. But you could probably say I'm biased. Oh well. Oh really? I was curious about that. My other buddy, who he streams for a living, he's like, I asked him, I was like, "How do you play music and I can DCMA?" And he's like, "I don't. I just do it. No one cares." Well, that seems interesting and irresponsible, but I also don't care that much. But yeah, there's got to be some. I guess yeah. You said you found it. Read background music. Is it background music or is it actual songs and stuff? Oh, really? Wow. So this is really. I think it's still wet. It's a little darker from my perspective. That does look pretty cool. Now, should we add more green or should we start taking it away? It seems a little. 'Cause I feel like I know, right? My only thing I could possibly suggest is on the flat parts, maybe add a tiny bit more here. But again, yeah, just like the flat portions, it's like, are we overdoing it? Right? And it's kind of supposed to be. It's like we're not working from photos. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. It's like, did you not just say what you specifically wanted? Was a base, yeah, a gun maintained by dirty pirates. I'm gonna pull out some Q-tips. I think that'd be the safest way to do it. And I don't want to go overboard. I do have some acetone, but that might be a little too much. Yeah, I got. I'm gonna try to gently rub it with this Q-tip, and we'll go from there. I donk. I wonder if I can just use fresh water. Yeah, it's not really coming off at all. But I guess that means the fixer did its job. I don't want too much water on there. Wring out that Q-tip a little bit. Yeah, that's not coming off. That stuff is on there. That's good. Well, there it goes a little bit. Gonna use some elbow grease. Let's look back at our guy here and see. Yeah, I think we need to get it out of the cracks. I'm gonna pull the cotton off one side of this. See if I can use a straight edge to kind of work it around there. Yeah, I'm impressed by how strong that's holding. I had to really get down on it to kind of get it to budge. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be overkill. Yeah. Hmm. Oh man, I wish I had a lighter. I could burn off the extra cotton. Um, One problem, I haven't bought pencils in like 20 years. Uh, What do I got? I have a toolbox full of stuff, and it's all, let's see, metal. A lot of metal. I feel like that's again overkill. We'll score up the reflective bits that we're trying to. Aha! Okay, this might work. It's the right shape and size. It's that might work. It's the end of a palm tree. That was supposed to go. It's supposed to be in this little base. Yeah, something not too hard. Getting a good grip on it's ridiculous. Man, that stuff is on there. Oh wow, those ridges are so they're not really 90-degree angles. It's oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize my system was unplugged. I'm running low on battery.
The one pump champ is returned.
All right, that's gross, and you should be ashamed.
What is?
Um,
That
all
looks
right,
awful.
does it?
Yes.
Awfully great. All right, what's wrong with it then?
It's all splotchy and shit. It's not like it doesn't look like that's just like normal freaking wear. Looks
It
painted
does.
on.
Does it?
It looks like it was painted with a brush.
Hmm.
It's kind of like what it actually had been done to it, but
Well, I considered doing another thin layer just over these flat pieces here, the smooth areas.
if you just do lacquer and try and like thin it up a little bit, brush it towards the back maybe.
A really thin layer. I'm gonna start a
Uh,
new puddle.
yeah, just
Oh
lacquer.
yeah,
Not
that
even
shit's hard.
just get that shit not solid anymore and push it around some more.
Huh? I wonder if that would reactivate it. What do you
Yeah,
think? Slime, right?
yeah, you have way too much, and it's just thick in some places, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't look like
So
what it's supposed to. You know, if you pull the picture up, it doesn't look like somebody painted that shit.
I know. So what we're trying to do is, let's see here.
Yeah, just like I said, just lacquer, and then
Well, this is
just
with water to start.
with water.
Well, I don't want to go too crazy yet, because again, this is a learning experience for all of us. That just seems like it's taking it away.
Check the Q-tip.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Is it? I mean, I said in the beginning I didn't want a super green, but it does
Yeah,
look
at least
cool. But it needs to go either more for a complete look or less for the. I almost feel like a really thin layer of the green stuff again. It's got potential. Just these huh? On this
not going
part
away.
of the barrel. Okay, let's try that. We'll do just down the top. It's not taking much. I mean, it's not taking much to get to come off. It's not the best lighting. So what are you thinking? Kind of just yeah, yeah. It was right. Not that one. It was this fella. Yeah, he's kind of right. It needs a little more uniformity. I think a thin layer of green. We're gonna use a lot of lacquer and only a little bit of powder this time. Just a little bit. We don't overdo it. But again, we can always take it off. Apparently, it's pretty easy as we just learned. I do like the back part though. Everything behind the chain, I think, came out really well. That looks well. We're missing a little on the bottom. We can catch that up later. Since no one can find this cannon, means we don't have the rules for it, so we don't know how to use it in the game. So I don't know if anyone will let me use it. That's weird. You can't take that frame entirely off the screen. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, take it out of the world. That's cool. All right. Now, one thing we did just learn is you have to go fast because this shit dries quickly. We're gonna go really light this time. I hope it's not too light. It probably is. Already looks like it is, huh? That too thin already? I think so. A little more powder this time. I need one of those little cocaine spoons, but for dry powder. I don't want to dip my lacquer brush back in here. That's a good amount. Or I could just grow one of those really long, gross fingernails on my pinky. She'll say, "You do drugs?" Say, "Oh no, I'm a fine scale modeler. I can't afford drugs. I can't afford drugs. Drugs would be cheaper. It really does. They call it plastic crack for a reason." And that's really runny. I don't know if that's even doing anything. That looks like a piece of fiber. At this point, I don't know if I'm actually adding to it at all. Now, how they get me is on the Kickstarters. It's like, look how much you save by pre-ordering. Next thing you know, you're in for 200 bucks. It was gonna happen anyways. Yeah. Well, there's a couple companies that their stuff is really high quality, but it is also pretty expensive. But their Kickstarters are super cost effective. And they even if you do the Kickstarter, you can also buy their other stuff at an even more discount. So that in that rare instance, it actually is a pretty good deal. All right, let's watch this dry before our eyes. So this is the last batch of the lacquer we made, and I guess it's still running a little bit. Or did it separate? Yeah, I think I don't know if you can see it, but some of the lacquer actually went to the surface, and the pigment's on the bottom. I don't know if we can reactivate it or just thin it out somewhere. It's at. I think I like the idea of a thicker paste and then backing off with the Q-tip. But yeah, that last batch we did was a little too thick. Because that last super thin coat didn't really, nothing stuck. It didn't bind to. Oops, I almost touched my camera with this stuff. That would be a bad idea. There we go. It wasn't adhering to the metal, I should say. True, it's all technique. But again, I've never done this. But that's okay. Not about the painting as much as it is the camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
Oh yeah, it was something I'd never heard of. Yoshi.
Talking to me?
Yeah, your D&D
It's
guy. What was he?
it's a, I think it's called a Torgle monk. It's a turtle. Already got the path I'm going to take with him. It's going to be Shaolin weapon, I believe. And
Is
it
this
has the
all
red.
from the source material,
Yes.
the rule books? I'm so far removed from this. I don't know.
Yeah, I created them accordingly.
Nice. I played as a monk in some game that was trying to basically rip off the idea, and I like to be in the monk because they're just martial arts guys, right?
Basically, they have like a lot of multi hits, dexterity based armor.
Yeah,
They
they
have
don't use. I think my swashbuckler guy is also dexterity based armor because you don't really wear armor; you just dodge, right?
no. There's I don't think there's dodge in this game. Or there's dodge in 5e. Yeah, AC is yeah, basically yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like a fighter is more stand up and fight, whereas the rogues are more dodge it, right?
Basically. Well, no, the tanks will have high AC as well. They'll have the plate armor for. I think I had a command. I don't
But
remember what
don't
it
you have
was.
to have high strength to wear the heavier armors?
Yes, they have a strength requirement, but you need high strength to hit hard anyways.
Hmm.
So it's not like you know you got all this strength and you got nothing else but doing with it but armor. It's working it.
Well, I used to always play the tank character, so over the years I've been trying to get away from that because there's always big weapons, heavy armor. But it's the same thing. Like Diablo 2 is barbarian, and it
Yeah, I
gets
mean,
old. Trying to do something different.
I love tanking. I have two tanks in World of Warcraft.
It's fun, but I still remember the first time I made an archetype that was not that class. It was
Yeah,
Arc. It was yeah, it was Arcanum. Uh, so
tanking the straight DPS.
I made a thief halfling because I think they got bonuses at thievery. And I was like a rich man by the time I got to like the second city because I just robbed all the vendors or whatever. That was a good game. Yeah, I was an evil halfling. If they're gonna remaster something, it should be that one. No, and no one ever. I mean, did it have a fan base? I don't know. Well, I've never seen it advertised in magazines and stuff. Was it of Steamworks and Magic Obscura or something? The graphics weren't the best, but the gameplay was in the story was fantastic. There's all this side stuff you didn't even have to do. There's like side mysteries. That was very cool. Oh, I didn't even know it had map editor stuff.
There's a character in D&D that the artificer, I believe it is.
Oh, artificers or something.
Yeah, he can create magical weapons and shit at a relatively low level.
That's
He can
cool.
just enchant people's shit. Like, and he can create the shit out of nothing. Like once a day, he can make like a standard weapon or something.
Does it disappear at the end of
Once
the day
for
or
a long
something?
list. No, I think he just creates it and it's there.
In
I
like a
think they all.
physical form or is like an ethereal weapon?
No, it's a physical weapon.
Oh, really?
Any weapon that already exists in the world, he just kind of like summons it. So
Interesting.
yeah,
So we're still drying. It's trying to dry. That looks good. We filled in those cracks in the back. It's still wet on that side. My favorite thing is the world building. I like doing maps, building the maps and drawing them out, and finding all
good.
the
I'll tell
details.
you. I'll tell you what I need. Tell you what I need for the D&T session if I
Oh
do
yeah,
one.
absolutely. I'll do it.
You just draw that shit for me.
There was a humble bundle I almost got. It was like cartography software,
Huh.
but I have absolutely no reason to buy it other than That's cool. Oh, I'm a huge map nerd, like in real life too. I have boxes and boxes of charts I stole off the ships over the years. And by stole, I mean they were expired and we had to throw them away anyway, so I just took them all home. Now the
But I
other stuff I straight up stole. Excuse me. Hope you can't hear me drinking. Still getting over something. I think my baby got me sick because he has a sinus infection.
sinus infections can't go from people to people.
Do I look like a damn sinus infection scientist?
If I say yes,
It's bacterial or is it viral? I think
bacteria.
his is bacterial because they like it was weird. They're like, if you guys want to give him antibiotics, you can, but you don't need to. Like, listen, man, you're the doctor. Tell us what we need to do. My baby's hacking loogies worse than grown men that smoke.
Disgusting.
I know it's nasty. You ever had a human baby cough in your face with your mouth open?
Yes, yes, I have.
Yeah, babies are gross. Adorable as shit, but they are nasty.
Except for fat babies, they're ugly.
I've seen some creepy looking babies, unfortunately.
Yeah, so have I.
But I think once you've had your own, they always all those stupid cliches. You don't know until you've had your own. I guess that's kind of true because now I'm like, I hate babies less now. I still, don't take mine out. My kid's not going on an airplane until he's 30. But well, no, you ever been on a plane? You have those people that brought their baby and just screams the whole way. So I take my kid to the restaurants. It's interesting because he's cool as a cucumber. He's only acted up like once or twice because he was just having a bad day. But Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, and he's not even one yet. He just sits there and he looks around, talks to people. He loves the ladies. We've actually had ladies come over and be like, this one lady's like, "I've been out of the game a long time, but I think I got it with this fella right here." Because I guess he could see her over the booth or something, and he was charming her up, hamming it up the whole night. So he had to come talk to us. It was hilarious. That's the shit. Like before you have kids, you're like, "Fucking stupid baby, go home." And I don't blame him at all. You have a screamy ass baby, you need to go home. That's just
But it makes
oh, see, that's tacky and irresponsible. Ah, Dunk made it. Yeah, 5 screaming people with the kids running around. Yeah, it's all good. Dunk, do your thing. So I do it every Wednesday. Well, that's drying. I think I'm gonna put a little layer on the bottom. I don't think I got the underside very well. I also don't care because no one's gonna see it. But since this is slowly drying,
you're gonna see it.
you're gonna turn my can upside down and be like, "Oh, you missed the spot."
Damn right. Like a true friend. Tell you where you fucked up.
Okay, you're not wrong. Oh, yeah, that stuff really separated. I'm gonna have to stir it up. So it's still liquid enough to use.
Nice.
It's thickening up, but I don't want a bunch of tide marks. I guess that's the beauty of the spirit is it just evaporates and doesn't leave behind tide marks.
Mm.
I'm not gonna overdo it. So Donk, what's new with you? What'd you do this week? What'd you do for your hobby? or for the hobby, whatever your personal hobby is. Bummer. Yeah, I know that goes. Well, I hope they feel better soon. That's never any fun. Someone told me a good bit of advice was a sick baby is an inconsolable baby. And that I heard the noise in my ears of a baby screaming. I thought, okay, bust out the hand sanitizer. Nope, life just sucks. Well, mine had a double ear infection. Poor guy. He was not. I don't blame him. I've had ear infections and it sucks. So we already put the rust effect on the chain. I wonder if we should touch it up. Yeah. I was thinking about dry brushing some more of the metal color, or maybe just the rust over that. Because it's dark now. It's nice and dark, but I want it to be obviously not brass chain, but iron chain. So that we can also do that. Yeah. Yes, that'll stay. And I don't know how easy it is to rub off that lacquer, but I don't think it's very easy. I even tried once. There's the hairspray technique is basically you put down a layer of primer, spray paint hairspray over it, and then you put your layer of paint on top of that, and then you come back with a Q-tip, excuse me, yeah, a Q-tip or a toothpick, and just kind of like the the hairspray kind of activates when it gets wet and comes off, separates from the primer. Do you make like nicks in the paint and scratches and just more weathering like that? But I didn't use acrylic on my top layer. I basically used 2 coats of primer, so it didn't really work. So I had to get nail polish remover on the Q-tip and really work at it. It took a while. So that those sealers are no joke sometimes.
You guys, ever seen a hyena pull an elephant's asshole out of his own butt?
Strangely enough, yes.
That that was on my YouTube feed.
That was on YouTube. That
Yeah,
seems like a nature is metal subreddit kind of thing.
and we just kind of like stuck his head up there, and next thing you know, he's got like a balloon coming out that.
Oh, is that the one where it exploded and he scared him? Oh,
Mm,
there's one where it's like a cheetah or maybe a hyena or something. The uh the animal's all distended from decomposition gases. And so when he bites it, it basically pops like a balloon of gross guts. And the hyena's like, "What the hell was that?"
sound like George Bush when he said it.
Yeah, exactly like that.
I can imagine George Bush's voice on a hyena.
Well, senior or junior?
I don't give a shit. They're both Bushes.
Well, yes, that is technically accurate. All right. So do you think we need more green? I don't know.
We
It's still
need,
blotchy, but it's not
I think we
completely
need
dry yet.
less green.
Less green?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna rub off the raised edges. Let this dry a little bit more. Because this back
Oh,
part here is where we put the majority of the stuff.
now what? Why does it look pristine except for the cannon? Like, do they keep their that coat
No,
they put it on? Are you gonna
the
put some
clear
like
coat wasn't very, or the matte coat wasn't very matte, so it's still all.
you gonna try and rough it up with a piece of sandpaper or something to kind of make it look like it has wear and tear?
Um, I don't know. I want to put more rust, I think, on the iron bits. We'll
Yeah,
darken that up. That'll be kind of, yeah, that'll darken that. And then when we put the clear coat on, it'll kind of help all the colors blend together. But you're right. Yeah, the iron does look a lot newer than the brass, so we'll have to address that. We'll put a thin coat of the typhus corrosion on there.
it looks
But look at
pretty
this.
cool. If you look at the top of the cannon on the ass end, all the buildup's on the top, and it wouldn't really hit the bottom that much, would it?
I don't know, but luckily you can't really see it unless you It's even attached to the tray, so you're not gonna see the bottom really ever. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the back part. I just wish the
Yeah.
rest
The
of it
rest
looked
of it
better.
looks like it's just big splotches in some areas and then just nothing
Yeah.
in other area.
Well, now that it's fixed, I'm gonna add a little bit more just to help smooth it out. Because again, we can always take it away. Oh, too much water on my brush.
Starfish cut themselves in half to reproduce.
I did not know that. I know they could regenerate lost limbs, but I didn't know they reproduce by that.
Yeah, like they like split themselves in half.
So they're basically all starfish are just clones of the first starfish. It's like some hive mind stuff that we don't know about.
That's some crazy shit, dude.
That is
It could
pretty
be.
nuts. The animal kingdom is pretty wild.
Saw a lion like drag a deer up a tree and then drop it on another lion.
Oh, that's funny. I did
Oh.
see a leopard took something up in a tree, I think.
And monkeys, they'll steal lion cubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
And like
the
what?
scientists are like they know that when lions grow up, they kill them in
Oh, they're
years.
big lions, so they're like,
Yeah,
I
so
got you,
they take the
sucker.
little lions so they can't grow up and continue to eat them.
So you see how this part here and this little middle part is bright? Should we go for that across the board, or do we like
No,
the
just on the crevasses.
Krauss?
Creval.
Let's give it a little bit of love here. Yeah, collect and kind of build up. That's
Exactly.
what I was thinking.
They'd run right off.
Yeah.
Dog said jellyfish do the same thing. Never seen
Really?
that. Steal lion clubs?
No, I think they reproduce by splitting. Yeah. Be afraid.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying. Like you just see a
Just
jellyfish like squiggle onto land, grab a lion club, and just drag it back into the water.
yeah, drag it back out of the water all quietly with its no eyes. You're like, wow, that was the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
I have a three-step process for reaction. Yes.
How did it get here? What is
And,
that? Do what?
10 minutes late with what?
Oh, oh, he posted that 10 minutes ago. Is that what he's trying to say?
Oh, dude, man, I'm not tracking time very well. The
Time is like
jellyfish.
linear, man.
I thought it was like, was it you that told me all you have to do is catch up with the light to go back in time?
No, you can't go back in time, but you can see into the past.
Yeah, if you outrun the light of
Basically, but you have to go
of that
faster than
moment in
light
time.
for so yeah.
Like, but if you're going that fast, wouldn't you be going back in time? Like you'd have to relive that light again?
No.
No, or you just
You can
see it,
only observe it
light would catch up.
because you're still billion miles away from what you're looking at. So all you're doing is turn around and looking at what
And
happened.
then like you have to relive what happened, right? You can't just like
No, you're like watching it through a telescope or something because you had to go. The light already left the subject, right?
right, right.
So you have to get ahead of it. So you're going
Yeah.
so fast for so long that you're nowhere near where the event took place. You're like observing it because the light, like from the dinosaurs, is what 350 million years old.
Dude, I got no idea.
So you have to go that far. So you can't relive it. You just have to observe it from a distance. I could be wrong. Someone tell me otherwise.
If you get on a spaceship though and you travel to the edge of that light, are you
You're
stuck in the past and
no,
you have to relive it?
no. Ah, yeah, no.
Maybe I'm failing to understand this concept.
Clearly, it'd be like looking literally looking through a telescope. when you see something through a telescope, you're seeing the light reflected at you, right?
Right,
Sure,
right.
if you're on the space station looking down at Earth, you're looking at the light. Now just
Being reflected by
imagine
the sun. Right.
going super far away
Super far away and what?
to observe the light that's already left.
Kind of like if we catch up to the edge of the universe because it's ever expanding. Think that'll ever happen?
Um, no, because there's evidence that the universe no, the universe is increasing in speed. They say it should be cooling off and slowing down due to entropy, but for some reason it's accelerating. It's cooling, but the expansion is accelerating.
You ever think our universe is like a hand grenade from like something way bigger than us?
It could be. There could be big bangs happening all the time, popping in and out. If space is infinite, there's no reason
Crazy.
to assume we're the only ones. I
Yeah,
listen to like 3 hours of Star Talk every day driving around that truck. So yeah, the last 7 months has been about 3 or 4 episodes of Star Talk a day. So they answer a lot of the same questions. Oh, what the fuck? I don't understand. It's how come gravity affects time? That doesn't make any sense. Time is just time, but apparently not. Apparently, they have to calibrate
I
the
don't.
satellites for it. All right, buddy. Take it easy, man. We'll see you next time.
You said
Donk's going to
night
bed.
shift one.
All right, this is starting to look more uniform.
Yeah, but some of it looks wet.
It is wet. It's drying. I reapplied some where we were missing some killer. I guess right here is where the chain's rubbing, so there clearly wouldn't be too much around there if there's a lot of motion. I'm gonna have to touch up the iron here, I think. But that'll be later. We don't need to worry about it right now. I'll probably just mess it up again. So if we do roll 20, do we need to go find assets for our characters and stuff? I can't remember how they do character models,
Yeah, I haven't.
right? I can't remember how we did it before. I just remember my dude had a horse and it came in super handy.
Yeah, if you're a paladin, you get like summon horse.
Yeah, I had some class that allowed I was
Alright.
like a lancer or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you can have a lance and a horse, dude, and you got like first attacks and shit.
Yeah, we had just started the game and my dude was pretty OP right off the bat. It was kind of nice. 'Cause I had no idea what I was doing. I just thought it was a cool character. Here I am, killing all the bad guys. Do we still have any of that stuff saved, or has it all been deleted? Or but I guess finding all those people because you wrote a whole story. It's fine. Oh, really? Well, we got like 6 or 7 episodes in. It seemed pretty coherent. We like rescued some girl, and then we got teleported, and then all this crazy shit happened. Nice. Far out.
I'm gonna do. Not like I'm not gonna. Not that I don't already have it, but you guys probably aren't gonna do exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. That's what I was explaining to him today. He's like, if you guys go off the rails, it's like, what are you going to do? Well, you have to improvise. I've heard
Exactly.
so many stories of DMs complaining that their dudes would go just completely off the rails right away.
Well, my first couple are for sure going to be like you won't be able to go off the rails very easily. And now you're reanimating corpses from the village.
Story as old as time. Oh man. We need like some like a window with like a small video or something to watch while we're waiting for the shit to dry. Although it does, I think I like it. It's a little better. It needs to hurry up and dry faster,
I
but
ever tell you about the time that I was
so
warforged and we woke up a drunk guy? He puked into my fake stomach.
oh yeah, you're telling me some weird story.
Yeah, that was a warforged, right?
What the
And
yeah, yeah.
I had a hollow stomach, so I could store stuff in it, so I could throw up on people. I
Is
woke up
it?
like a drunk guy, like wake the drunk guy. I was like, all right, pick him up and violently shake him while screaming. And like, okay, I rolled really high too. I rolled like an 18, so I shook the shit out of him. He almost died. Um, and then like he woke up screaming. He threw up into my mouth, which went into my hollow stomach, and I immediately threw back up into his mouth. And then our paladin ends up having to use his sleep spell. I don't think it was paladin, it was wizard or something. He used his sleep spell so that we put him back to sleep and tell him it was all a nightmare and stuff. And that puke wasn't repuked into his mouth.
I do like the flexibility that D&D gives you. It's like here's a world and this is just how it is.
I
Like
ended
you know,
up
in some games they make the bosses like immune to all the cool stuff. Whereas in D&D, if you're just like if you happen to have the right ring that makes you immune to stone, then you're invincible against this particular boss, and vice versa, right?
yes, yes, yes. Like they'll have resistance to it. They'll still take damage, but they'll take like 1d6 less damage because they have resistance.
Mhm. What I hate about video games, like was it
Or
Final
say
Fantasy Tactics, especially? All of a sudden, the dudes are like, all your cool stuff, you can't use it on bosses. It's useless. You can't steal their stuff. You can't put them to sleep. You can't charm them. You can't do any of that stuff.
it wouldn't be a boss if you could. Just be another NPC with high health.
Yeah, but all the D&D games, like was it Baldur's Gate? I'm not sure that's a great example, but like anything goes. If it's within the rules and that character model, if you just happen to be have the right stuff, you just kill the guy.
I insta killed a child once.
Okay, so you get the child killer perk, and everyone hates you.
Sure. But basically,
Uh,
he's like fist bump, and I rolled a hit, and I ended up critting, and so the fist bump went through, and I rolled uh,
Who
like
made
a
you
half
roll for that?
a DM. Oh, I did.
Why?
It crit. And then I think my fist is like 1d6 plus like 5, and the poor kid only had like 5 hit points total.
Oh
So
Jesus!
I rolled like a 4 and then like plus 5, so I hit him for 9 damage.
So you like
Just
blew
killed
his
him.
shoulder out of his spine, and he just died.
Basically, yeah, I punched the kid to death and then we had to run.
That is interesting.
Yeah, guards found most of his body. I took his face. We had a we had somebody who was
Oh.
skilled in like leather crafting or something. So I was a warforged, so I didn't, I was trying to be more human. That was my thing. I was like Pinocchio, except I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
steal
You want to
body
be a real
parts and
boy,
skin and shit. Yeah,
but you're like Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
basically. I ended up having a horse tail from a horse we killed. I had that kid's face. I had somebody else's hair. I scalped him and put it on my head. I think I wore like skin gloves. So I was almost a real boy.
Oh, I kind of like the juxtaposition of like the endearing like robot wants to be real, coupled with like the leather faced dude from Silence of the Lambs.
You mean Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah. Sorry, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I'm also thinking of
His name is
Buffalo
Buffalo
Bill,
Bill.
Buffalo Bill, and he made the bodysuit. Yeah, sorry.
Would you fuck me?
All this skin
I'd fuck
stealing,
me.
that'd fuck me hard.
That'd fuck me so hard.
Oh man, there's a joke about that. I wish I remembered it.
Like these women are gotta be like stupid as fuck.
Um, it didn't really go into how he baited him, did he?
Yeah, it did. It showed him getting one of them that was a size 18, I believe, that he was looking for.
Oh, he had like I'm probably mixing
Yeah,
names up. He had
he
like a
had a
fake
cast on
cast,
him.
and he bashed her over the head.
Yeah, it's like, can you help me get this in there? you back into the vehicle while I push it in the middle of the fucking night in a poorly
Mhm.
lit street when I have something covering my head and most of my body. And yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Okay, mister.
I mean, at that point, he could have put a sign on it that said Buffalo Bill, come on in, I'll kill you.
What if they thought you were just Buffalo Bill Cody, cowboy, frontiersman extraordinaire?
Well,
Like,
at
I
this
have the buyer's remorse. Man, is there something else we could be doing while this is drying? I think that last coat was a little thicker than the other one. So it's weird though. It looks a lot darker on my side. So I wonder if it needs to like really dry overnight. It looks like it's starting to get to the right color. It's just really wet. Ha ha, you funny ha.
you're damn right I am.
Oh, what movie is that from? Uh,
Get your wife's hair dryer. She paid
I
like
was gonna say, yeah.
for it.
No, that was a straightener. It was a really nice flat iron. That was so long ago. And no.
But if you had long enough pubes, you could straighten them, and you could like you'd have like almost like a hairstyle. I had
Yeah.
really really long pubes when I was a kid. They called me the Lion King. I got pantsed in gym class, and you saw my like the little head of my penis, like the little lion's head, and it's just such a huge bush around the rest of it because I was kind of a fat kid.
That's hilarious. It
And
reminds me
then
of Ron Burgundy. It's like a lion's mane. She's like, you have way too much pubic hair. No, my wife is a laser hair removal specialist. So,
did they have to shave it first, or they kind of just like start shooting the laser at it?
so with waxing, which she
Hmm.
also does, you can't shave. You have to let it grow out. So it's something for the wax to grab. But
Yeah.
for laser, you have to shave because she explained the science behind it. I was like, wow, that's
No, does
a
it
lot
like
going
laser
on there.
the pores shut?
No, it zaps the follicle and like kills it. It's pretty cool
Imagine
because it
being that follicle and like
doesn't
just
grow
like a
back.
death ray coming down from the sky, just annihilating all you and everything you know.
Yeah,
I'm trying
literally, and you're
trying
bombarded by photon radiation.
to get to orbital orbital strike.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, because I think the laser focuses on the energy on whatever it hits. So you want the to be as close to the follicle as possible. I think so. The energy concentrated in that area. I don't know. My wife explained it, and I guess I didn't listen that well.
Probably not.
So I think this can's about done. I mean, there's no point in filling it. Clear coat it right on. What should we do next week?
Space Marine.
Do what?
Space Marine.
Ooh, see, that's gonna be a tough one because we need a really good paint scheme for that.
Ooh,
I will
female
bust those up.
pirates.
Yeah, I bought that ship. I'm doing like a magnum opus. I'm tired of
Oh,
doing big armies because if I had the camera, I could turn it around.
I'm not at my
Uh,
TV right now.
what's that?
I'm not at my TV right now. I got Shepherd's
Oh,
pie.
hmm. Why doesn't this drawer come out? Okay. So my plan was I'm tired of doing big armies because I have like German infantry coming out the ass, United States Marines coming out the ass. So I'm thinking about doing small batches, but trying to put more effort into it, and make them look better. So I bought the ship and these this pirate crew to be more detail heavy, more artistic,
I think
and
that
less like a
all female
mouse hole.
pirate crew would last all about 3 weeks before they killed each other.
That is possible. I'm sure if the crew is still together, they probably flush the chumps early on.
That 1 week of the month, everybody's fucked.
Perhaps, unless they're pirating so hard they don't do that. What the hell? This dude has no face.
Maybe he met a Warforged.
I guess. Yeah. You just reminded me. Okay. A long time ago, I was visiting my aunt, right? I think I
You
was like
steal her
18.
face?
Oh, that's part of the story. Um,
Nice.
I was like 19 years old, and I just got a brand new Motorhead CD. And she's like, "If you want to, you can put it in." And she listens to like reggae or something. Shut up. Um, and she was, she said, "I just don't like that. I'm gonna rip your face off music." And then literally 2 seconds later, he goes, "This song is called Steal Your Face." So this gray on gray is not the best background. Yeah, it's called Raging Heroes from France. They do all kinds of different lines. They did these one called the Sisters of Mercy. They're like Dio.
Nuns.
Yeah, but they're the ones I got for my wife to do, which she never did, so I'm probably gonna do them. Back in Corona, we had all these plans, and then everybody had to go back to work. The Dia de los Muertos. They're Day of the Dead nuns, and they're actually. I'll show you those. They're really fucking cool. Because I was gonna get them for her, and I was like, those are actually badass. I kind of want those. Because this is just the headquarters, the commander section.
Yeah,
'Cause they have,
pull it back a little bit. Oh, yeah, those are pretty cool.
yeah, a lot of detail.
I like the one in the top right there. The
Yeah, that one's really cool. The
It's like a Aztec-y kind of headdress thing.
yeah, I can focus better. I thought the middle one was pretty cool. The middle one, and then that one. I watched Desperado as a young boy way too early and saw Salma Hayek naked, and basically the rest of
Ruined
my
for
life was
life.
plotted for me. Yeah, I know what I'm about. But they came out with I got an advertisement on Facebook for a pirate line.
So
I was
I
like,
really like this the leg up on the mast thing there, but I'm
yeah,
imagining
yeah.
that you glue that to the top of one of your mechs.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. And it well, okay, so in that game, the Dust game,
She have a peg arm?
uh, no, her arms aren't attached because she's carrying. It's pretty cool. I wish I could find those goddamn cards. She's carrying a cannon, but she's like hip firing a damn naval gun. And it's pretty cool. Marcus put my card somewhere. I have to slap him in his stupid ass.
Put him in his pocket.
Maybe it is possible he walked away with them. I mean, oh wait, there we go. Oh sweet, 'cause these have color and shit, and they're way easier to see. Oh yeah, and here's the very first one. This is what she looks like. So she's standing on the forepeak.
Yeah, that'd be cool on the top of a fucking
Her cannon's got an extended magazine.
walking tank.
It does. She's got the extended mag for the thing.
Got a cannon.
So the game Dust 1947. They have all the different factions. It's Americans, Soviets, Italians, whatever. There's one that's a mercenary faction, and they're all women, and they actually do have they make minis for that, like just the engineering crew just hanging out, working on their mechs and stuff, chilling at the top. I try to stay away from all like the highly sexualized stuff because not that it's bad, it just seems kind of dumb. I feel like if you're gonna paint like nudes, you need to be a very good painter. Otherwise, it comes off as weird. I'm probably not gonna use this one because it's a
Like
half
a demon
demon.
or something.
Yeah,
Hmm.
maybe I can trim the horns down, but oh, there's this weird ass tail.
Yeah.
That didn't make much sense to me. This one I'm not gonna use. So like the only dude is a captain basically, but he's a cat man captain.
He's a captain.
Captain. There's a lot going on there, but they're so fragging detailed. But yeah, look at his dumb cat face. It's cool. It's just I don't know. Telling you, man, even my dreams are boring because they're too rooted in reality.
Captain, was it Meow Organ? Oh,
Now, Captain Mjorgen, that's pretty good actually. There's this little guy here. Who is he? Dwarf accountant. Okay.
So a Jew.
Well, we call them the purser.
Oh, so
ship.
these are fantasy based, so there's probably a tiefling and not a demon.
Oh yeah, you're
Or
right.
the
Because it said
tiefling.
half
Pirate could have
half
been a
man.
tiefling.
And this is some kid they abducted and made him stay on lookout. So that's cool.
You have a teddy bear strapped to his back.
Oh yeah, he does. Or she does, or Lola. So that's a girl. Yeah. Oh, you can't see the teddy bear. There's way more. There's like 12 dudes, not 6. There's only 5 cards.
You
That
gotta
doesn't
collect
make
them
any
all.
sense.
You don't get them all in every set.
I bought the entire set at once.
Yeah, but you only get you only get 5 cards. You gotta buy the same
of
set 10
Yu-Gi-Oh.
times to get all the cards.
Oh, I see. Okay, here we go. I missed some. Here's the steward. Some fat lady. I always heard never trust a skinny cook.
Is that a
When it
ladle
comes
with a guard on it?
It is. Look at that. Highly
You-
reflective. That's pretty fun. I think you can see it better here on the front.
Protect you from the hot
Yeah.
soup.
And then there's this one. I really like this one. It came out really good.
She had a bandolier of sporks.
That one's cool.
Yeah, this one was really well done.
Actually, this map is great for solo, probably.
I can't tell what the face is supposed to be though.
Such a small little.
It
Good
looks
eye
like
patch.
her hair is in her face, and she
Got a
has
cock in her mouth.
Yeah.
looks like a lollipop or a sucker or whatever.
I can't
They
tell.
didn't have those back in pirate days.
I can't tell what's going on.
You probably make them. It's not very hard. Well, so the same thing with the pirate girls
Hard
and
candy?
the
Hard candies, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just sugar and water.
yeah, it's been around forever.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they make that rock candy that you
Mhm.
get from like
Yep.
mountains.
Exactly.
Like, and shit.
Yeah. Literally
Yeah.
just
It's like crystal on it, dude.
yeah. It's sugar that you oversaturate into water and just evaporate, and it forms crystals on whatever.
Dude, I gotta do that. Two toes.
So I guess and these are the other 4. I guess
Yeah.
there is a couple dudes.
Yeah.
Sassio Joe, Sky Deverne. But what they do is they have their main ones because like the chick with the rifle, the sharpshooter, she it's like they have their base model and they add the little bits because like the Sisters of Mercy is just the nuns with some Day of the Dead accents. And the pirate looks like it's some other character because I think the one I saw she has like a helmet, so it's like a World War II or a modern day combat, and they just changed some of the accessory bits. So you're gonna see some of the same character models repeated, I believe.
I mean, why not reuse them if you already done them?
Exactly. All right. How's that looking? Still wet a little bit. Do you think that's enough coating near the handle? That part is still darker than the rest of it. But it's also still wet, but
Yeah, the handle part looks fine to me. Oh, you mean on
Yeah.
the top? You mean on the top there?
yeah, I guess this side here seems like it's lacking a little bit, but it is still drying.
Yeah, let it fully dry before you can judge it.
Yeah, I don't want to touch it up too much. It's gonna be blotchy, I can already tell, but again, don't want to overdo it too much. I trim my fingernails. My vitamins, my hair and nails grow so dang fast. Ridiculous.
It's all the wolf semen supplements you've been taking.
I know. Once you get past the taste, it's really not that bad. So I'm looking forward to finish the pirate crew. I actually even started. Obviously, I haven't even cut them off the sprue yet. I figured they'd be fun because I'm tired of doing, like I said, big armies. So I'm gonna do small forces with more detail. And with doing the militaries, it's all uniform, so everyone's green, same color green. At least with pirates or anything else, you can take some liberties in your color schemes.
Especially with pirates, because everybody's just kind of doing whatever they want. There's no pirate uniform.
Exactly. And I've read tons of biographies on pirates. They said they knew the pirates was trying to like blend in, but they always knew when the pirates were in town because they would overdo it and they'd wear like all their gaudy clothes and jewelry and
Yeah, every ring they own at once.
yeah. And they're basically dressed like the pimps of the day. And so they come into town like super flamboyant. Like, hello, good sir. I'm a merchantman from travel. Like, no, you're not. We know you exactly that's not who you are. Come on in. Because apparently a lot of what the pirates would do is they would they buy and sell from merchantmen at sea because the merchantmen knew they can get a better deal from the pirates.
Yeah.
So a lot of what they did was just sketchy deals.
Yeah, I'll come out and meet you out there and buy your stuff, but it's gonna be a little. You're gonna have to float me a discount here.
Yeah. It's like I'm taking a lot of risk here buying. How am I supposed to sell this in my store? It's stolen goods. I'm gonna need a cut there, buddy. So I guess that was pretty common. I just finished reading "If a Pirate I Must Be." It was a biography of Black Bart Roberts, which is funny because he wasn't black or even dark complected, and he never actually went by Black Bart. So everyone's like, we don't know why he was called Black Bart. He seems like not such a bad guy. And then they blew his face off. That's how he died, cannonball to the face.
Call that an occupational hazard.
That's right. I mean, you you signed up for that, buddy. Man, it's almost 10 o'clock already. Cool. It's probably a good idea to let this dry overnight, anyways. Get all the moisture out.
We'll
I
be able to
might
see
go
what it
over.
really looks like.
Yeah, and the smooth areas again. I don't know. That looks pretty good. It's supposed to be muddled a little bit, right? It's so blotchy. I wonder why it's coming out like. I guess that's where the pigment kind of pools up and doesn't spread around. So on the flat parts, off camera tomorrow or something, I'll probably try to smooth that out and seal it up.
Oh, shit, get the fuck off me.
You were talking about doing the Space Marine. I only own one. I think we talked about this last time.
Yes.
Yeah, but look how wild that paint scheme is, though.
Well,
Like,
that's the suggestion. You don't have to go that crazy with it.
oh, I know. But if we're gonna do something, it's got to be cool, right?
I think
Yeah,
those
we know that 100%.
pirates are cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. We could do some of those too. At the very least, we'll get them trimmed up and prepared. They're not primed, but that's okay.
I'm gonna make a bard like him.
That'd be cool. All
Heavy,
wild 80s hair metal guy.
heavy armor bard.
Damn right.
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna add this green shit while we're here, because why not? Bugging me. It needs to be uniform, and then we can take it off later if we so desire. But I'm not desiring it so anymore.
Hmm.
It's actually looking pretty good. It just needs something. I don't know. I'm doing the opposite of what I said I wanted, but now the more I see it, the more I like the way it's looking.
I think you should let
So
it
that-
dry so it'll brighten up and you can see what you really need.
yeah, but you can see like near the handle, there's clearly huge gaps, right? Like it didn't cover
Which handle?
the only handle. I better
There's
make
that
sure
little
the shit.
knob on the back's a handle.
I guess technically, yeah. But I meant the carrying handle. So you see right here, does it look like there's paint missing?
Yeah, that huge chunk of gap right there.
Yeah, I want to fill that huge chunk of gap in.
Yeah, you do that. Can I watch this in something that's not 480p?
I'm pretty
I
sure. What
want
are
to
you
see
watching
this
it in?
Canon in HD. 480p.
I mean, what device or
My computer.
um through what application? I guess.
Through the
Discord, YouTube, Twitch. I don't know what
the Twitch.
kids
Yeah,
are
the
using these
Twitch.
days. Oh, you were watching it through Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We might have limited options until they trust us and give a bunch of resources to us.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, I think you get more resolution options and stuff when you get affiliate.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to pimp our brand if we ever want to get there. We need to stream more often too. We can also do some video games and stuff. I like to do some war games. Get the team together. Oh, I almost wouldn't mind doing PUBG, but Yoshi went and deleted it. I'm new to PUBG. I just played it for the first time the other day, so I'm all late to the party as usual. But
PUBG is garbage.
I didn't
It's
ever play it when
fun,
it came
though.
out because it was like not free.
yeah, exactly. That was one of the main reasons too. I'm like Battle Royale.
I like
What's
battle
that?
royales, but I don't like paying money for them.
Yeah, especially when everyone and their brother's doing a free one. But it's fun getting all of us like when we played Warzone that first time. I thought that was a lot of fun. That was totally out of my wheelhouse. But I had so much fun, like getting everyone together, and you have to, I don't know, just the whole shoot, move, and communicate of all of it. That's the kind of game I like, us versus them. It's skill versus skill.
We do Apex. Pretty good then.
I've never played it. I have no idea what it's about. Someone told me it's not the game I thought it was. So
It's super people, but it's better.
really,
Kinda.
the maps are
Everybody
that big?
Yeah.
Map's pretty big on Apex, yeah.
Really, I could have sworn that game was something totally different. I thought it was like an Overwatch clone or something.
It kind of is Overwatch when the abilities and stuff,
Abilities.
and like the characters have different abilities depending on who you pick, right?
And it goes like something like team. What's it called? Synergy. Synergy plays a big part in it.
Jazzercise?
Huh?
Hmm?
Do what?
Those buzzwords that corporations use.
What, synergy?
Synergy. Yeah.
Yeah, synergize.
Reaganomics. Hmm. Trying to paint this without pulling up near the chain, but that might not be possible.
I think yeah, now that it like the goop has congealed more, you're getting a
Mm-hmm.
better spread on it.
Yeah.
You
I
want
was
it to be
afraid
like
of going too
glue.
heavy,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is working really good.
But now you've learned it needs to be like glue.
Yes.
Like
Now
Elmer's
we
glue.
know. You wouldn't believe how much Elmer's glue is involved in fine scale modeling. They call it PVA to make it sound fancy, but it's literally school glue. I have two tubes of it sitting on my desk. You just add some water. What I do is the bases of the minis, like these dudes here. Well, actually, the reason I like this game minis is they're already deck plating. I don't know if you can see it, but there's wood texture, so he's already based, like he's on a ship. But normally, on a
You
plain
could do that
base,
yourself with like a little press, right? You
yeah,
could get a little like the little penny roller, but it just has wood grain on it.
yeah, exactly. So for those girls, their bases were mediocre, so I went and bought these from a company.
Yeah, those are cool.
So they have decking too. So we're gonna have to paint these as well. But for the base, yeah, you would basically coat that base in watered down PVA, and then dip it in dirt and grass and stuff. Shake it off, tap it, and let it dry, and bam, you just have a dude standing in dirt and grass. It took you all 15 seconds.
All right, fellas.
Yeah,
I gotta get off.
we're
Ow.
yeah, I'm gonna shut this down in a few minutes, anyways. I think we've done all we can do tonight. I have to clean these corners out in the morning.
Good night, fellas.
All right, buddy. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Let me know if you your game plans are.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bone up on your rules and stuff and get your character stuff. I might have to need some help with character creation, but
Rules.
we can work on that.
Yeah.
D&D's kind of a war game.
I agree. Good night.
All right, man. Have a good night. Ooh, that's cool. So it's definitely a lot thicker than I anticipated.
I found where the settings were for the Bidoops.
Oh, yeah, he just beduped. Okay. So why do we have to manually enable that?
It turned it off because of streamer mode.
Oh,
So when you launch
weird.
OBS,
That's
Discord detects it, and then it disables a bunch of stuff, including sound effects.
okay. I guess that makes sense.
So I was looking in notification settings, but it's actually in the streamer mode settings that you turn off the filter sounds.
Gotcha. All right. So if you look here, actually, as it's drying, it's starting to brighten up and looking more of that powdery green.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm feeling better about it now. I was a little worried I overdid it. Looks like it's covered in toothpaste, but
No, it definitely looks powdery when it's done.
yeah. So we might even find it's too powdery. So later on we can go over it and take off some of the rings, and I'll put another coat of the matte finish on, put on some of the rust, and try to make the iron not so shiny. But otherwise, yeah, it looks good. But yeah, the gun looks way older than the chassis.
Which is fine, especially if they, you found an old gun somewhere and
It doesn't quite fit. That's why it's chained to the chassis.
put it back into, rigged up a thing
Yeah,
for it.
that was my daddy's cannon.
We found this cannon in the woods in some kind of fort. We drug it back
Yeah.
home, set it up.
Yeah, it's like he found some magic cannon or some legendary item.
Or like, they used to like bury all kinds of shit
Mm-hmm.
in the woods, weird hideouts and shit.
That is true. Well,
Did they ever get into that one pit that they found that was like it would kept filling with water whenever they would dig for it?
oh, I actually know exactly what you're talking about. They keep finding scraps and like evidence and stuff, but it turns out what they think it's just crap that other people left behind, and they think that most likely there's nothing down there. And I read something that went into greater detail. I was all excited at first. I wanted to believe, but then they really picked the ear out of my sails on that one. Like it's just a bunch of trash that keeps washing up. And they explain how like the underground, like the topography, wouldn't allow for anything to be down there, and if there was, it was been destroyed a long time ago.
Yeah. So everyone else can go home, and and if I stay here and
Yeah,
clean up a little bit.
yeah. I'm just gonna dig up
Don't
some of
worry
this
about it.
trash.
Yeah, maybe I'll take some of this trash home, but really
Yeah,
nothing
green
for you
initiative and all
guys
that.
to
But
worry
you
about.
guys can go though. Don't stand near my car. Was it like those? Did you say you went to one of those mine for diamonds places? The guy was like, "Oh, that's trash. I'll take it for you. Don't worry."
Yeah. Nothing good here. You probably just you'd leave all this behind. I'm like, I'm taking this Arkansas soil back to my home state. I'll go through it on my own. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. While I'm thinking about it, so I went ahead and pre-primed a ton of stuff that I'd have ready on the fly if we decided. So I don't expect you to, but do you know anything about this tank right here?
Looks like one of your standard tanks.
Correct, although it's not at all. So, well, the beauty is I already have one of these, and my buddy gave me this one. So when I have doubles, I can take the liberty of painting it however the hell I want. So basically, It's designed to look like a Tiger tank, but it's actually a Russian T-34 modified to look like a German Tiger. Why would you do that? Well, because it's what they used in the movie Kelly's Heroes. So this is the remake of. It's called the Hollywood Tiger because it's the one they used to make the movie. I don't know if you've
So
ever seen
someone,
Kelly's Heroes.
so
It's
someone made
hilarious.
models based on
Yes.
props based on something else for a
Exactly.
movie.
So I have two of the German Tigers. I have the American Sherman, which is hilarious because it has oh man, what the hell is that guy's name? I've drawn a blank all of a sudden. Donald Sutherland was the tank commander, but he was like late 20s, early 30s in that movie or something. Probably older, but he's playing a younger guy. Oddball. So yeah, Warlord Games, they released Oddball Sherman, the Hollywood Tiger, and the whole crew from Kelly's Heroes, which is like Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas. It's an old people's movie, but it's one of the best ones of all time. But anyways, I have doubles this tank now, and it's not even a real tank. So I'm looking for new and exciting color schemes because again, I'm tired of painting everything the same goddamn shade of green or gray.
Somebody was telling me a story about they're doing restoration of some building downtown in their hometown, and somebody rode some of the equipment too far into the structure and fell through the floor into the basement. I was like, somebody didn't learn anything from the kill test. If you learned nothing else.
And leave a hole for your radiator so you can get air. That's hilarious. Oh man. All right, let's see if I can pull it up. I don't think anyone's gonna watch this far, but that's okay. If I can find this. I also have terrain. And I have let's see. Black Site. I don't know if you ever heard of Black Site. They do fantastic MDF buildings, but they're painted. They're pre-painted. Pretty good amount of detail. If I can find the image here. I bought tons of them because they're just gorgeous.
I want to see some high concept weird shit. You take your tank there, and then like have it be some Buddhist monks got hold of it or something, and like
Oh man.
get
Um,
real weird with it.
are you familiar with the jingle trucks of like around Pakistan and that part of the world?
No.
Oh, these guys do that. They go ham on their trucks and they paint the most ridiculous color schemes. We're talking like paisleys and all kinds of shit. And they have dingle balls all over it, and they like bedazzle it and it's bejeweled and all this stuff.
Oh,
So
for
that is a real
like the big rigs.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's definitely it's its own thing. If you ask anyone who's definitely served overseas, ask them about the jingle trucks, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, jingle trucks." Because like those dudes own that truck; it's their livelihood. So they put a lot of effort into decorating it. There's like statues and shit and art. So I got bored one day and I did this. That's a bad angle. I wanted something different. So in the German camouflage, the order was just you have to paint your vehicle 30% of each of these colors, a certain color of green, yellow, and red. And the dudes applied it in the field using mops and like diesel. So there's technically no wrong answer. So as long as you use the right color, and this is what we were talking about earlier, I screwed it up. I tried to fix it and messed it up. So the turret is going to go into the bath of simple green. But I built the armor skirts. It's more of my buddy calls it the Austin Powers tank,
Okay.
which is exactly what I was going for, kind of like if the war ran long. So you got these crazy patterns. I just didn't like the red circles being on top because it was way too vivid, I thought. So I was trying to back it up and I screwed up this part because I was changing the stencil and I hit it with the spray paint that I'd used already. And boy, did that screw it up. It even kind of texturized it. So I try to fix it with some similar colors and there's no touching up. So I'm going to strip this down in some simple green. It shouldn't be too bad. And I'm just going to have to start over. It's unfortunate, but I want it to look decent. Doesn't look bad, but it does to me because I know where I fucked up. But yeah, crazy paint schemes is what I'm all about now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just got to come up with some. Because anyone can paint historically accurate tanks.
Yeah, I want to
I'm
see
pretty
some.
sure I
I
even
want to
have
see
colors
some
of
weird
like a
concept
taillight.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. There's I wish I could find it. It always takes me a while. SDKFZ 223, I believe.
Get some like little draped fabrics and things that you could put on it, and
I've seen guys do that. They'll do like flags and stuff, and they'll soak again. You get fabric or paper, and you soak it in glue. And kind of use when you kind of ripple it and give it the ripple effect. When it dries, it yeah, they drape flags and banners over their vehicles and shit, and the glue allows it to take shape. But I cannot find this. I can't remember the designation for this. Ah, there it is. It's a famous photo that goes around, but you can never find it when you want it. They did. I don't know all that Art Deco lingo. If someone saw it, they could tell you. Do we have any art history buffs watching this show? Sorry, I'm scrolling through Facebook images. While we're at it, the well, that's loading. I still have this to build for my Spectre operations. It's huge. It's like a giant bank.
oh
It's
yeah,
still
that's
in.
cool.
It's already pre-painted and everything.
It looks like that
They,
could be that's like downtown Casper.
yeah, I got the bank. I got the bar. I got a bunch of fancy buildings and stuff. I tend to overdo it, but I also slowly collect over years. So it's amassed into a shame pile, which is why we're doing this. Because it's really helped me get my shit painted, but also, oh, it's Corona bullshit. It's nice to actually talk to people, not just texting all the time. Man, they really made this tank hard to find, which is retarded because it's saved to my other PC. I'm pretty sure, but they're not networked together.
That's easier to do than you'd think if you're all on the same router, right?
Actually, it might be there.
It's not too hard to do to set them up
It
so they
used to be a
can.
pain in the ass. No,
Yeah.
network discovery is turned off. But why?
It's just a switch. Like it's off by default, I think, but you can turn it on pretty easy and then set it up so you can access files across.
Oh, don't you have to like designate your shared folders or something? I think I have a couple folders I assigned as to be the public folders.
Yeah. You can do it that way.
Or you can go wide open full pour.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know it's handy. I have trust issues.
Right.
Opening up anything for
That's
remote
why it's
connections.
off by default,
Yeah.
right? I have one of my machines is set up to do like a shared it's mapped as a drive on this one, but it's just points to folders on the other computer, and so you have to still be
Nice.
logged in as you. But
Yeah, and you can't be in sleep mode, I think.
yeah.
That's why I'm not seeing my desktop. Man. Anytime I search for anything, this photo comes up, but now that I want to see it, I can't find it. Sure, everybody's wondering, why are we staring at a screen? Our one viewer, which is probably you and me. Crazy, we've been getting a lot more views, especially after the fact.
On Twitch or
on Twitch. Oh, or
YouTube?
YouTube, no one cares. That's
Yeah.
okay. It just automatically throws it up there. I was looking at a bunch of other mini painters, and they all chose art as their topic or category.
I didn't even look at our stuff this time. I didn't.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Literally didn't even look at what our category is this time.
I just hope everyone can hear us. I even put in the description of the video as we paint a tank on mute for an hour and a half. Our first one was not the best. Well, I'm about to give up and go to bed here shortly. Because I think we've done all we can tonight for the canon. You thinking Pirate Girls next time?
That's my vote. I don't know. I think that sounds fun.
I'm excited to do those. Actually, I do have a plan, and I think it will be a lot of fun. Yeah, because you can really get creative with it. Because there's no right answer. I feel like you're gonna mix between like leathery blacks and browns, contrasted with like vibrant reds. I'm thinking. I guess it really depends on how it shakes out. Because the ship itself is going to be black and red mostly. It'll be dark black, like I'm kind of like the black pearl, but everyone does the black pearl. I want to weather the wood a little bit. Put some bright red accents, dark red accents, just for coloring, and because they're pirates, they don't want to be super visible, right? Well, well, that's a George Thorogood song. Everyone always expects me to finish the sentence. Well, Ed used to always ask me, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Well," he expected like,
like you trailed off, but that's my answer.
yeah, that was the entire. Well, it just came out because at lunch today, I made a joke and I was like, "Well," and the rest of the joke was implied, but Yoshi was waiting for the rest of my answer, and there wasn't one. Why in the crap can I not find this? Oh well. One more pass and we'll call it. This green is still really dark on my side, so I want this to dry overnight. I want to see what it looks like in the morning. Hoping the matte spray will brighten it a little bit. But I think it's gonna come out pretty good. Now I know how to use these weathering patterns and the fixer. You do all kinds of stuff. All right. Well, tank gods are mad at us and don't want us to see the cool tank. It's all bright colors and like patterns and stuff. It's a certain type of art. If you saw it, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know what they're going for." but I don't know how to describe it. I'm not an art history nerd. I'm sure it's super boring to anyone possibly watching. All right, enough of that. I have it saved to my desktop. I'll find it later. Oh yeah, the bank photo's still up. Oops. I also need to build that. There's a company called it's these girls from Russia. It's called Tiny Furniture, and they do all eras. So for D&D stuff, dude, check them out. You would like them. It's just the most immense detail. You can get it plain resin, or they'll paint it for you.
Can you see this thing that I threw up here?
I do not see anything.
Oh. On the stream?
Let's see. I would have to pull it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So
The pagoda.
yeah, well, I was thinking that you do that, but like this kind of look, but onto your tank, right? So like the turret
Oh,
has like a
yeah, like a golden sides with like the.
yeah. You make it look just like the top of this, but like with the gun coming out, and then
It's giving me thoughts of Valkyria Chronicles. Have you played that one? The tanks are really elaborately designed. A lot of art and stuff. Like not art, like accessories and they're almost like jingle tanks. Some of them they have like accents, yeah, decorative accents on the tanks. They're pretty cool. It's a really fun game too if you get the chance. I beat the first one on the PSP, and I have a special edition of the first one for the PS4. It came in a metal tin. That's not relevant, but it's a really fun game. It's one of those turn-based tactical games, but there's a little bit more to it than that. It's like almost an action RPG mixed with turn-based. If that makes any sense whatsoever. But I highly recommend
it does. Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked the combat in it. I did not like the story parts of it, but
I'm still in the beginning of the first one, so I don't fully understand the story. But the second one was cool. But they keep referring to the war, which is the first one, which I don't know anything about because I haven't beat it yet.
yeah.
I also wonder if a lot of it's translation, lost in translation, so the story's not that interesting.
Maybe I think it's just amateurish writing, honestly. But
Yeah.
the combat is cool. The
Oh,
actual
which one did you play?
gameplay, the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the second one definitely improved on a lot of stuff. But I never understood what the weird fascination with kids in school. But it delves into like their drama, which is
Yeah.
not super interesting.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I'm just like, I mean, I guess that you want a little bit of the, the tragedy of war and being drawn into shit when this was not your plan and all that. But
And it's cool if you have like certain characters in your roster, they'll interact certain ways and unlock dialogue. And I think some even have character development to where later on in the, because some infantry they complement each other. And I think you'll have like a couple guys that don't quite like each other, but if you keep using them, eventually they'll have like some kind of growth, and they'll become friends, and they'll become. If you pair them up on the battlefield, just having them close to each other, they kind of buff each other. So I guess that's neat, but I'm not going to hunt down every cutscene. Not anymore, at least.
yeah.
Well, there was a Ghost in the Shell game on PS1, and like every unlocked a cutscene, which is Ghost in the Shell stuff. Was pretty cool. So I went and tried to do all the time trial stuff to get all the cutscenes. Of
That's
course,
the one
this
where
was
you
in the 90s.
it's just the tank though, right?
Yes,
The little spider
the
tank. Yeah, that was cool.
Fuji Coma. That game was awesome. You can hang upside down and shit. I beat that one a number of times. Well, because once you beat it, it had like a time trial mode, so you can go back and replay the levels a bunch. You have like shoot everything and not miss. It was ridiculous.
Did you ever
And
play?
I was like 12 years old. Go ahead. I lost you. Is your oh there you go. Did you mute yourself?
Yeah, I think I'm out of range here.
Oh, yeah. Lost you.
I was gonna say, had you played any of Oni?
I've heard of that one. I don't know much about it.
It's it's basically how
I'll
to
Google
describe it.
it.
It was like a kung fu combat gun
Hmm.
game. It was pretty cool. It had a lot going on, but it had weird mouse and keyboard controls.
That sounds familiar. Oh, an Oni is a kind of yokai, demon, orc, or ogre. Japanese folklore.
Yeah.
That's cool. But I'm looking for the game.
The game,
When you said that, I was thinking of Onimusha Warlords.
yeah.
Oh, it's getting close. Oh, yeah, I've seen this. Okay, I recognize the art on the cover. Oh man, remember when we thought those graphics were like top of the line? Yeah, I remember this. I never played it though. It was on the cover of one of my PlayStation magazines.
Yeah, it was almost too cool for its time.
There's a lot of stuff like that. Like there's a game where you're like a firefighter, but you're in a mech suit or something, and you had to like listen. The audio cues and the sound effects was a huge part of it. There's a lot of stuff that's ahead of its time that didn't catch on, and now it's become like, well, you can't make a game without certain mechanics these days. You know. Mm.
I was watching some
Shit.
people play a game on PS4, I think, called
Hmm.
Sifu. Have you seen that?
I've heard of that. Yeah, it's everyone's talking about it right now for some
It
reason.
looks cool as fuck.
Oh, really? What's it about?
It's like a kung fu revenge movie, but you get to be the person. So it's like you're playing Kill Bill basically.
Ah, nice. That's cool. Wow, that really dried up. It's all blotchy though. What do you think? Do another coat, call it a night, or do you think it's enough? Needs to dry some more. It's still dark over here. I like it, but I'm not super thrilled about certain parts of it.
Are those going to be any of the parts that you rub clean anyway?
No, only. In fact, yeah, they kind of did it themselves. These raised areas here, like those are
Yeah.
already fine. I'm not even gonna fuck with those. I like how those look. Maybe this guy right here. I really like those. I think they'll stay the way they are. I just think the flat areas need to be smoothed out a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but those rings came out really well. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it looks good. I mean, it's not uniform, but it's also like you want to anyone who's not looking directly at the picture of the patina cannon that you have.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like I'm looking at all these small details, but like someone else who's looking at it is going to be looking
When
at it.
you walk up on that and go, "Damn, that's a cool weathered brass cannon." Like,
Yeah, no one's going to say, "Well, I mean, I feel like you have too much here."
yeah.
No, they're going to see the whole picture, whereas I'm focusing on this one part here. That's something I've noticed. It's not You're not supposed to view it up close. You're supposed to. It's part of the scene, and you're not going to focus on the small details too much because it all comes together as one coherent picture. But I'm a try hard sweaty. But we'll let it dry overnight because it's still a little wet. But really, all I have left to do is get it where I want it and then spray seal it. And that matte finish is going to knock off all that shine. And I think once the shine goes away, it'll make more sense without having to go too heavy on the rust. But we'll do some of the rust as well. But I think I'll do it off camera because it's only a few minutes of work. And that way we can start on the pirates. I'm pretty excited to do those. I did the base coat of the ship, but I haven't got too far yet. Because again, I'm over engineering a solution. I'm gonna make my own sails. I'm gonna try to make them hoistable, but that might be a little too much. But it is past my bedtime. think I'm going to shut it down for the night. We found a good stopping place, and not much more we can do.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks for joining us once again. We'll do this again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We're gonna try to do probably some games this weekend. Maybe do some battle, get the team together, do some video games, or we can do some more Access Knowledge too. Each in for some of that.
I'd be down for whatever.
Cool. We'll keep an open schedule. We'll figure it out. Or if something comes up, let me know. And
Yeah, like Saturday mornings are kind of fucked for me because I have Starfinder, but
oh, that's right. That's right. We'll figure it out. We'll get the team together, do some battling.
Cool.
All right. You guys take it easy. Have a good night.